Aloha, this is Ron Salvador, and I'm here at the California Hotel in Las Vegas. I'm kind of on a vacation, but also we're planning on doing a cash flow event this weekend, and I decided to just come out here and spend some time. Haven't stayed in the California Hotel in a long time, but I just recently came back from Hawaii, and I was missing home. And of course, as many people in Hawaii know, a lot of Hawaii people come out to Las Vegas. And here in downtown Las Vegas, there you'll find a lot of people from Hawaii here. And so I really wanted to stay around my people, so I booked a hotel room here at the California Hotel. And of course, I'm surrounded by a lot of people from where I'm from in Hawaii, and it feels really nice. So it's not Hawaii, but you'll find a lot of people from Hawaii here. So it's kind of like my addiction to Hawaii. I'm still very, very, in the mode of being around local kind people. So, here in Las Vegas, I came out here to be surrounded by quote unquote local people and Hawaii people. So, here in my hotel room, it was amazing. I have two lessons that I wanted to talk about, and I learned it from the elevator, believe it or not. Here I'm on the 19th floor. I got booked on one of the higher floors. And in the morning, I just had to go down and get something from the trunk of my car in the parking lot. And as I was going to the elevator, I had no problem getting in because I'm at one of the higher floors. But I noticed that here in the morning, the elevators are completely jam-packed. They look like this as you fill up going to the lower floors. And interestingly enough, actually one of the lessons I learned was there was this one gentleman with a cowboy hat. And he was one of the first guys on the elevator when I came in. So he was on a higher floor than me. And he was saying good morning to every single person coming in the elevator, whether you knew him or not. And I noticed that as more people got on the elevator, he said good morning to each one of us. It was contagious. It was something that all of us wanted to do. So as we hit every single floor, and we were literally hitting every single floor on the way down, the more people came in, we were all saying good morning to them, and everybody started getting into that custom of just saying good morning. And it wasn't just the cowboy hat guy anymore. It was all of us. So every single person that came in, we all greeted them with a great good morning, and it was just contagious. And so that's the first lesson I learned, is that, doing something positive, doing something great for other people, it just gets them to do it. So putting out that kind of energy, those kind of frequencies and waves, it's just contagious, and people just want to do it. So we had a elevator full of people greeting everybody along the way. And the guy that started it with the cowboy hat guy, and he was at the top floor, and he started the custom of just greeting everybody. So I think it was a wonderful thing and a wonderful lesson that I learned. Now, the other lesson I learned is as we got to the lower floors, the elevator got really packed. And so the people on the lower floors weren't able to fit in the elevator anymore. And there was one guy that, so the elevator would open up, and then the people who were waiting for it couldn't get in because it was already jam-packed. And so they said, oh, you know what, I'll wait for the next one. But there was one guy, he was in the elevator, and he said, you know what? One of the elevators is broken. So all of these elevators are going to be jam-packed at these lower floors. And he said something really profound to me that made a lot of sense. He said, you know what these guys should do? Is they should take the elevator up instead of taking the elevator down. And I wasn't even thinking about it. And it made a lot of sense afterwards when I started to really think about what he said. The reason for that is because the elevators going up are empty. And where the elevators are empty are at the top floors. And that's where you can get in. And so he said, you should instead of taking the elevator going down, which is just a couple floors to the lobby, take the elevator up so that you can get to the floors where the elevators are empty. Or you can get on the elevator when it's empty. And so you take the elevator going up to the top, where it's been called, and then you'll be able to ride down because you'll be in the elevator already. That's where the opportunity is to get to the elevator going up. And so, I was thinking about that, especially like with the cash flow games and what we're teaching out there. What we're telling people is to do something that's opposite from what the majority of the masses of the people are doing. See, the masses of people are doing, they're trying to get down to that first floor. And so they're all pressing the down button. But when they realize that the elevator is completely jam-packed full, they say, you know what, I'll just wait. I'll wait for the next one. But the next one's full also. And all of them are full. So what is the opportunity? Are you able to see that the opportunity is actually to go up? That's when the elevators are empty. So you press the up button, go into the elevator when it's empty, and then you'll be able to go down. You'll be able to be in the elevator. And I think about that. It's a really good lesson for me because that's exactly, what I learned from this game. I learned from this philosophy is to go and be willing to go into those areas where the majority of the masses of people aren't going. And that takes, lateral thinking, and a lot of times it takes, some courageous thoughts. Say, hey, you know what? Let's not go with the masses. Let's not go where everybody else is going. Let's go a different direction. And so those are my 2 lessons today. Spread out some positivity to each other, and it can be really, really courageous. Thank you to the cowboy hat guy, and thank you to the other gentleman who taught me that, you know what? Sometimes you got to go up to where you're not supposed to go, where you're not headed, so to get to where you are headed. And sometimes it takes not going where the masses are going, and that's where the opportunity to get on is. So that's my 2 lessons, and I hope you take those lessons and use them in your life, and they're useful to you. And we'll talk to you later. Mahalo and aloha.